Average Woodsman here, back with another video. So today I wanted to go over an ultralight survival kit that people who are really counting ounces can carry in their pack. So the reason why I'm making this video is not just because this is a very cool and useful concept, but a guy reached out to me and asked me to basically give him a list or help him build a kit that he could throw in his backpack. He is an ultralight backpacker, through hiker, that type of thing. And he said that he wasn't carrying a survival kit because obviously they count every single ounce when you do that type of thing. So he asked, a friend of his, apparently, from what he told me, a friend of his actually got lost and had to be rescued, and that's what sparked him wanting to carry a small emergency kit in his bag that doesn't add a ton of weight and has some useful emergency items if he were to get caught in like a 48, 72 hour scenario where he got lost or injured or was stuck in a national forest or in a wilderness area. So to put it into perspective, I weighed this whole kit, this whole thing weighed 10 ounces. That's it, with everything inside this. And when we go through each and every item, some of the items I'll give you other options that may weigh a little bit, they may be a little bit more bulky. The bag itself is a Dyneema bag. If you've never used Dyneema gear, their gear is excellent. It's ridiculously lightweight, but yet really durable. I've had this one for a long time. I've used it a lot, and it just works really well. It holds up really well. But like I said, it's super lightweight gear. It's not cheap. A little bag like this is around 25-30 bucks. You get what you pay for when you're counting every ounce. A lot of the gear in here is not super expensive, but some of it is more expensive, and also a lot of the packs, and when you're talking about sleep systems and things like that, you start getting into higher dollar because the materials are going to get really lightweight, but they still have to have some sort of durability because they're going to be being used out in the woods, in the backcountry, through hiking and in wilderness areas and national parks and stuff like that. So the gear still has to be durable, but you're talking about ultra lightweight gear. So Dyneema is an option, and I think it's a really good size. This one is a really good size for a small survival kit that doesn't weigh a lot. First thing I want to talk about is knives. So I know from talking to him and doing some research before this video that a lot of the through hikers, ultralight through hikers, backpackers, some don't even carry any type of blade. Most carry something very small, very lightweight, like the Benchmade Bug Out, like a small folding knife on them. So right here, this is an option. I've had this for a long time. As you can see, it's been loved. This is the Spyderco Paramilitary 3. This one is in S30. I think this one's actually S45 VN. It's lightweight. It's slim. It could fit right in your pocket. It's a very well-built blade. Works really well. Holds an edge really well. And so this is probably going to be a really good option for most people who are going to be looking for a super ultralight survival kit and have a small pocket blade on them. If you don't want to carry something like, a SAK or a full-blown fixed blade. And the reason why I brought out some Moras here is because Moras are inexpensive and they are very lightweight. This knife does not weigh very much, and it is exponentially more durable than either one of these could ever be in an emergency situation. And this knife, I want to say I paid $10 or $15 for it, maybe. I can't even remember. I've had this thing so long. And it will last you a lifetime. It's durable. It can be beat on a lot more even though it's not full tang. So it's going to be cheaper than these two options, and it's going to be more durable. Now I know it's more bulky, and it probably doesn't actually weigh any more than these knives, but it is a lot more bulky. If you really want to go with something, I would say go with the Mora Bushcraft Black. This is probably my favorite of all the Mora knives and that I own. It's by far my favorite, actually. And these are some separate options. If not, I would say go with this, like a small SAK or a good, high quality, lightweight folding knife. Remember, when you start getting into really lightweight folding knives with really high-end materials, they do get really expensive. So let's go ahead and get into the actual kit itself. So for flashlights, I also want to show an additional option. The reason why I put this one in that kit specifically, anyone who's been watching my channel knows that this is one of my favorite flashlights. It's a great EDC flashlight. It's very, very lightweight, compact, and it has a clip on it, so you can put this in your pocket, or you can put this on your ball cap and use this as a headlamp. Also, it's rechargeable. But if you want to go with a full-blown headlamp, you could go with something like this Petzl that does not weigh very much. It's pretty compact, and it has a bunch of different modes as a legit headlamp. Emergency space blanket, paracord. Now you need to carry some type of cordage with you. If you want to carry something else, like maybe Kevlar cordage, something more lightweight, more compact, you can do that. I just threw paracord in here because paracord is so multifunctional. It has inner strands. You could actually take the outer sheath off this and use the inner strands to have even more additional paracord if you want to throw bank line in there. Bank line is my personal favorite type of cordage, but whatever you want to do, just make sure you throw some type of cordage in your kit. Obviously, a signal mirror. Carrying a signal mirror can save your life in an emergency. They don't weigh anything. You can buy a lightweight, compact one like this, and it works really well. This one has where you can actually sight it so you can flash this correctly. So carry a signal mirror. A lighter. Don't have to carry a big massive fire kit. Just carry a good high quality mini Bic. What I like to do sometimes, just to show you guys, is I'll tape around with some Gorilla Tape. That way I have additional Gorilla Tape to use out in the field if I had to in an emergency. And then I put a little bit of bank line on this, so if this were to get wet, I could shake it out, blow, shake it out, and use the lighter. So if you want to go ahead and do that, you can. If you want to save those, save the ounces, go ahead and go with just a regular mini Bic. A whistle, a good Fox 40 whistle, or a good SOL whistle, any type of whistle that's lightweight and works really well, go ahead and throw that in your kit. A compass, a small compass like this is a good option. I'd recommend, if you're really serious about this, just go out and get a good base plate compass like a Sunto. But if you just want to have a small emergency compass, you can do that. This one is accurate. I tested it. This is the Exotac Rip Spool. This is made in America. It does have some weight to it, but it is a multifunctional item. So you have cordage here that is actually fire cord. You have a bunch of duct tape on this. So you have repair, you have emergency medical, you have fire, all those types of things. Plus this has additional cordage on it. This is braided fishing line. And then inside here, you have a heavy duty repair needle. So this is a multifunction, and you can see how much duct tape is on this. There's a lot of duct tape on this. So this is a multifunctional item that adds a little tiny bit of weight, but instead of carrying a bunch of safety pins and a sail needle and then a separate roll of duct tape and all this stuff, you could just carry this one item that doesn't weigh a lot, and it's completely multifunctional. Now, one of my very favorite filters that I've been using for a long time is the Sawyer Mini. Weighs absolutely nothing and is so useful in the backcountry. Now, this will not filter viruses, it will not filter chemicals and things like that, but when you're in the backcountry and you're not going to be encountering, more than likely, anything like that. You're going to be encountering Cryptosporidium, Giardia, stuff like that. And this will filter those out, and this is super lightweight and a really good option to carry. You have a straw, you have the bag, you can fill this bag with treated water, and you can also use this to filter into your kit or into your bottle, whatever bottle you want to carry, and that's always a good option. And last, just some tender quick tabs for additional emergency tender, especially most people who are going out in their ultralight backpackers and ultralight thru hikers are not going to have a whole lot of knowledge on natural tender because they're not bushcrafters, they're not survivalists. This is supposed to be an emergency kit for them. Alright, so I wanted to talk really quick before I close out this video about a little bit more about water filtration. So this is a company that reached out to me. They're called Membrane Solutions. This is the C3. It's a 36-ounce water bottle filter. So the cool thing about this one, first off, it's not very expensive. It's around 34, 35 bucks, something like that. But it can filter bacteria, viruses, and microplastics. So if that's something that you're worried about, or you're in an area where that might be something to think about, plus this is very, very lightweight, and if you pair it with something like a titanium nesting cup, now you really have a system that you can use. And they reached out to me. If you're interested, I'll put a link down below. They're offering a discount for any of my subscribers who are interested in it. I don't get any kickbacks from this. This is specifically for you guys, and they will discount this, so you'll get even a better deal than the 34, or I think it's $34.99, something like that. Better deal on it, and it's actually a really good water bottle. I've been using it quite a bit. I use it a lot of times when I'm out in the woods here in Florida, because I'll come across stagnant water, swamps, ponds, things like that, and I don't have to worry. I can literally just put the water, fill my water bottle up, and drink straight from it because the filter is inside of the water bottle. So this is just another option. It's not a very heavy option, and it's a really good piece of kit. Now, is it as lightweight and compact as the Sawyer Mini? Obviously not, but you're getting, this is more robust, and it's also going to be more, well, it's going to filter more than the Sawyer Mini. But I just want to throw that out there as an option, especially with something like a titanium nesting cup. You have quite a bit of options, a lot more options than something like a Sawyer Mini or other really compact ultralight water filters. So that's just another option I wanted to throw out there. We'll go ahead and close out this video. So that's the video. One thing I do want to preface this with is that this is a supplemental kit. This is not going to be your do-all kit for everything. So this is on top of having a small, lightweight, compact emergency medical kit, like a first aid kit. This has nothing to do with your sleep system. This has nothing to do with any of your other items that you should have on you if you're a backpacker or even someone just out camping. This is specifically something that weighs very little. It weighs literally nothing, and can be just stuffed into a pack, into a pocket on a pack, or you could even throw this in a cargo pocket. It's so small and lightweight. So this is supposed to be a supplemental kit on top of your other items that you're going to have. So I just wanted to say that before I close the video out, that this is going to be a separate emergency kit that you're going to keep in your bag with your other items. So that's why there's no first aid equipment in here. That's why there's not a bunch of sleeping, there's not a tarp and all this other stuff. You should have your sleep system separate. You should have a small, lightweight medical kit also on top of that. Anytime you go into the backcountry and you're going deep into the wilderness, you should have specific items on you to keep you alive in an emergency. So that's it for the video. Remember to like, subscribe, share these videos with your friends and family. Be safe, stay dangerous, and I'll catch you in the next one.